Today, we're going to talk about the brand new CT Toys Hush Batman Black Suit variant, or as they're calling it, Baiman. But let's look at it. So, we got a much condensed window of the figure, not like we've seen with the past CT Toys, but of course, the front here's the picture Batman, of course, number 26 CT. Here's one side of Batman. There, of course, it says Baiman, Hush on the side. There again is Batman. Then, of course, the back promotional shots of the figure and poses and stuff like that. Of course, all the legalese and all that stuff and the ages 15 and up. So, of course, there's that. But let's get him unboxed and look at his accessories. Then we'll see what he has to offer. For the accessories the figure does come with, he has a plethora of alternate hands, grapple hook, batarangs, alternate angry head. He's also got the Metacom KO figure stand, and he also has the unique gargoyle stand, which looks really good. So the accessories: fisted, open, gripping, batarangs in his hand, other fisted hands. A really good plethora of accessories here. A lot of accessories. All right, so getting the figure out of his packaging and out of the tray, what do I think of it? It is a really good KO of the original Hush Batman. Everything from head to toe looks really good. Now, from my personal experience owning the actual figure, he does scale just a hair short compared to the actual release. But then again, when KOs make figures, they shrink down because they try to sculpt the plastic themselves, not just copy it. But this does look just like the actual figure itself. So I do like it. And I've always liked the black and gray, but I'm more of a fan of the blue and gray. At least that's more my favorite costume for Batman. But black and gray, I do like as well. But again, the paint, the sculpt work on the figure is, again, accurate to the actual figure. The belt is also a loose piece in the front, but it's glued to the back, so it's not going to fly up and go anywhere, which is nice. The one thing I do want to get into when it comes to this figure, and that's the cape. Now, the original figure had the same thing where the cape was just too long, like overly, and there he goes falling over. It's just way too long. Like Batman's cape, there are some iterations where his cape is this long, but there are just other times where it's not. And my preferred look for Batman, I mean, good grief, he wants to tumble over this way. Let's fix him. My preferred look for Batman is with a cape that drapes down to his ankles where he can still cover himself up, but you can see somewhat of his feet. But I get why he has a long cape for dynamic poses, just like the Dark Knight Returns Batman, the one with the horse specifically. That comes with a long cape as well. And the only reason why it's there is like this one, to get it in a lot of gliding and drop down, poses, a lot of poses. But I think I like the cape size length they went with the Night Crusader Batman. That one has a much better cape that doesn't drape down all the way where he's literally dragging on the ground like it's a wedding dress, in my opinion. But it's still a great figure to look at. And again, it is accurate to the actual figure itself. It is. But that's my only nitpick is with the cape. But the fabric, soft goods material, the wiring is durable in there. It's really good. And you can actually drape the cape over him if you want to. But it just looks like this where it's kind of hunched over, like it sticks out a little bit. Where if you take, like, for example, a Mezco Batman, the soft goods one, you can drape those over and they look silhouette, they look clean. But these capes are made more for dynamic posing, not exactly draping over him. I think what would have benefited if CD Toys really did an up on the original release and they included just a plain soft goods cape that's smaller than this, that's sort of like the size of Mezco's, where if you want to, you can just take this off and drape it directly over him and cover him up completely, but without, but keeping his head exposed. That's what I would have done. But what we have here again is not bad, but I just don't like how it drags on the ground. But some people will say, well, there's the cape does that in some iteration Batman. That's how the cape is. In others, it does not. So, but it's just a nitpick in my opinion. But it's still a great figure. It still is. But now I want to get into some comparisons. For your first comparisons, here we have them with other two CT toys in my collection, the Tiger Stripe Wolverine and the classic Spider-Man. And then for the other last comparisons, here he is with the collector's edition Invisible John Cena and the figure, as I mentioned earlier, the Mafex Dark Knight Returns on a horse Batman. And you can see the cape is just long and flowy, but still a pretty good scale. And he is around that Marvel Legend scale, which is very nice. Now that we have him here posed up with my, of course, McFarlane 6-pack Batman back signal, this figure again is great. The quality of it, every time CD Toys does a new figure, the quality improves every time. Again, my only nitpick is with the length of the cape, but other than that, it is a great cape to have nonetheless. And it is a great figure altogether. I do believe they will do the blue variant with the Bruce Wayne head. Kind of wish, and like everybody else probably would agree with me, that it would have been nice if they threw that Bruce Wayne head in here as a little bonus, or at least a custom head sculpt. But I know they're not doing that. They're trying to stick to the actual figure and the actual release how it was. But it's still great. I haven't quite figured out how to get the Gargoyle statue working, so that's why he's like this. But I want to know down in the comments, what's your thoughts on this figure? Have you picked it up? Are you going to pass? Let me know down below. And as always, everyone, take care.
Plastic Man, the one, the original Elastic Man. Always in great shape for the shape he's in, the fantastic